I have had replacing the main battery of my vehicle on my mind for a while now. I'm going to be installing a winch soon, and even though I have a complicated house electrical system that handles all the accessories, I do want to upgrade the main starting battery in my vehicle just to handle any extra straw from the winch, since that would run off the main battery. So one of the things I want to do is I wanted to check out this company. I think they're pronouncing it Ohmmu. I saw them at Overland Expo, and they had a really interesting battery technology that runs off of sodium ions rather than lithium or even AGM batteries like the kind you would get at your normal store. These seemed really interesting for a couple of reasons. One, apparently they have super high CCAs or cold cranking amps. I think the H7 battery for my vehicle is rated at 1400 CCAs compared to the 850. At least according to them. And then the other thing is that they're super light. This H7 battery weighs 14 pounds. So it's going to shave off some of the weight, which will offset the steel bumper and the winch that are going to come in there at least a little bit. So I'm going to open this up and we'll check it out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open this up. They put a ton of foam in here. It's got a little adventure sodium thing. I'm not sure what that is. I'll have to check that out. It just feels like a weighted block. And then here's the battery itself. If you've worked with car batteries before, you know how heavy they are. Just the fact that I'm lifting this easily with one hand kind of tells me that this is pretty awesome to have that happen. So the box doesn't have any instructions or anything in it, but it's a battery. There's just a positive and a negative side. This is a spacer. So if you have a different battery type, I have an H7, but I think if you had a 27F, then this block would just basically attach right here with 3M VHB and adapt it to be able to use in that fitment. There's no labeling or anything on here that makes any other information about what its capabilities are other than what I mentioned at the beginning of the video. So, you know, it is newer technology. I've never seen or heard of a sodium battery before, but I don't mind testing it out because I have that big house electrical system with the Red Arc Alpha 50R. I can backfeed current into my main battery in case I ever need to jump myself. And I also carry a jump pack. So I feel pretty comfortable with having the ability to start my car, having any control over that if I have any issues. The couple of things I'm looking out for, like I said, it is a huge weight reduction. I want to make sure that it fits appropriately into my 23 Yukon XL. And I also want to make sure that it doesn't throw any error codes or anything, especially with the battery management system. New cars are finicky, so I want to make sure this behaves well with all of that. My system is more complicated than most other cars just because I have solar wiring going through here. I have wiring to those switch panels that are over there for all of the auxiliary electrical systems. So there's a lot of extra wiring that's all in this place. But what we're going to do is we're going to maneuver all this stuff out of the way, and then I'm going to take out this old battery. And there it is out, all 58, 59 pounds of AC Delco battery. So now you can kind of see the difference between the newer H7 and the older AGM battery. The 49 AGM is a bit longer, but the overall width and everything is the same. And like I said, the biggest thing is that I can lift this 14-pound battery with one hand compared to that thing. I need two hands to move all 59 pounds of it. So the H7 is not quite the same size as the 49 AGM. So I'm going to try to show you what I did. That spacer that the battery came with, I just basically wedged that down in there to help take out some of the slack for the battery. Between that and the tie downs, this should stay pretty solid. The bolt in the back is done, as well as this battery strap here, the bar that goes across. If you can see that right here under my finger, it's bolted in. And the battery feels really stable in the car, so now we'll start plugging everything back in. We're starting to put all the wiring back on. Before we get too far, I want to also install this ANCEL battery monitor. I really like being able to monitor the house electrical system, so I thought it would be nice to also be able to monitor the main battery, especially since I'm testing out this new sodium battery technology. So we'll install this and give it all a shot. Just a quick shout out to one of the best tools I keep around is one of these magnetic telescoping pickup tools. I lost this bolt down really quick, and with this tool I was able to pull it right back out. Everything is reconnected. All the wires we had taken out along the way are done. It's bolted in. It looks like it's pretty well held in place. All of our connections are back on. The negative wire was the last thing we connected, and now we should be good to go. With the battery replaced, we can go ahead and check the vehicle, but you can already tell it's working because the power step deployed. Our console's lighting up, and the vehicle started up. So now, since it was disconnected for a while, it'll go through and cycle some things, but it does look like that's my little battery voltage gauge. It's a little blurry, but it does look like that's working just fine. This is that ANCEL Bluetooth battery monitor up and running, and it's telling me what my current voltage is, temperature, which is just, it reads it based on it being stuck to the side of the battery, so it's not that accurate. And right now it's reading 100% state of charge because it doesn't know any better. So I imagine that over time it'll learn the battery and learn what the state of charge actually is, because I can't imagine that this battery brand new out of the box was 100% ready to go. So it's got to kind of dig through that a little bit, but that is it. So overall it was no different than swapping out a battery any other time, except that the new battery was 40 something pounds lighter. I think 45 pounds lighter for the new salt battery versus the older AGM battery. So that weight savings alone is pretty nice. That'll offset most, if not all, of the winch that I plan on putting up there on the front end. So that'll be kind of nice. I'll post another video down the road, kind of a 6-month follow-up, to see how well this battery is holding up and if I have any misgivings. But as of right now, I think it's a reasonable option if you want supposedly almost double the CCAs, or cold cranking amps, of an AGM battery in a much lighter package. Let me know if you have any questions about it down in the comment section below, or leave any comments, questions, suggestions down there. If you like this video or found it helpful, please give a like to the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what videos you guys like to see next in the comment section down below, and as always, we'll catch you next time.